Alright guys, we're back, and this is question number 6 here. And that question number 6 is, you have a Microsoft 365 tenant and an Azure Active Directory Azure AD tenant named contoso.com. So you plan to grant 3 users named user 1, 2, and 3 access to a temporary Microsoft SharePoint document library named library 1. So there are 3 users, and they want to use actually access to Microsoft SharePoint if you have also that 365 tenant there. So you need to create groups for the users, right? The solution must ensure that the groups are deleted automatically after 180 days. So where do you create groups in Azure? You can just go for the portal of Azure. I'm just going to log in from my portal, portal.azure.com. And by the way, you should have MFA there. I didn't have, but I will. Okay, so and second thing is I didn't want to log in from there. Okay, I'll sign out from here, and then I'll go for azure.microsoft.com and portal, and it should ask me how I should go for the other one. Okay, so once you're inside the portal, you can go to the portal menu here. You can go to Azure Active Directory here. In Azure Active Directory, you can go to groups here, and in groups you can create a new group here. And so there's a security group, there's an Office 365 group here, right? And it also shows you assigned dynamic user and dynamic device. So so if you go back to the question here, so you plan to grant 3 users named user 1 to 3 access to a temporary SharePoint document library named library 1. You need to create groups for the users. The solution must ensure that the groups are deleted automatically after 180 days. Automatically deleted after 180 days, really? So if you go back here, do you have any such features? So first of all, if you go for Microsoft 365 here, so the options change here, and group description, group email address, group name here, and if you go for assign, there's a dynamic user as well. If you create that dynamic user, you can go for dynamic query here as well. So assigned is there. Now I don't see any feature here. Now there's Azure AD roles can be assigned to the group. If you press yes here, then you can actually assign a role of Azure AD to this, which is not part of the question, by the way. You want to go for global administrator role for this whole group, and whoever's the member of this group will get that. I'll just click no here, but this is an option here. Office 365 is there, and it is joined. So if I go back to the question here, it says which 2 groups should you create? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Each correct selection is worth 1 point. And an Office 365, so A and C they say as the answer here. An Office 365 group that uses the assigned membership type. So they're saying that you can create Office 365. Obviously you need to create an Office 365 group. You cannot create a security group. Now that is the obviously there's a security group here. Security group helps you access to any resources within your Azure infrastructure as a service, all the resources here, right? Any of the resources here. But Office 365 SharePoint is part of the Office 365. So Office 365 will be used to give you access to the SharePoint, to the Exchange Online, to the other Teams Online, and Endpoint Manager, right? And all those. So you can get that from Office 365 only. So you create Office 365 group, and then the other Office 365 group that uses assigned membership. So you can go for, this is assigned membership, and there's a dynamic user membership as well. So what kind of 2 groups they're saying? Which 2 groups should you create? An Office 365 group that uses the dynamic user membership type. So well, these are the only 2 options here, because security group can be ruled out. Office 365 can only let you use that SharePoint, right? So since there's 2 groups there, right? So if we go for suppose test here and test in the description as well, just to fill up something, and assign is there, so we can create a group after adding their owner and members as well. Also we can go for dynamic user here as well, and in the dynamic user what happens is that you can add a Active Directory attribute there. So if I click the add dynamic query here, so then you can actually add an Active Directory attribute, add expression, get custom expression properties. What happens is that this is a property that you can add here. First of all, what is a property? Suppose you want to go for department wise, whichever user's department is equals sales in Active Directory. So Active Directory, you have a lot of users, right? Whoever's department is sales, just consider it part of this group. So this is what dynamic user really do, right? This is what you can add there. And if we go for add expression, so whatever you chose up there is now down here as well. So there is dynamic user, and there could be and as well. So suppose you can add another attribute here as well. Account enabled is an attribute, and then contains or not contains, not equal, all these types are there. Not starts with, not match, not equals, or starts with, right? So you can just go for equals, and that is add a value. You can just account enabled for when, so you can just put that, or you can also there's account enabled, right? So directory sync enabled. There are many other options there as well. Employee ID, mail, postal code, preferred state, surname, it goes on, right? User principal name, other mails, and it keeps, and then there are external attributes as well. So when do you want the account to be enabled, that what you can say, and or account enabled for how many days. So you can just go for 180 days there as well. So there are other ways to do that too. For account enabled, if there is a for here, then you can go for 180 there as well. But there's equals and any and contains. Suppose I go for contains and it's just 180 days, but we can try it another way as well. For now, you can see that what is the purpose of dynamic user here. I'll not be adding this second one. So department equals sales. If you have any user whose department is sales, they will be considered as part of this dynamic row. I'm going to click save here, suppose, right? So you can see an owner. Obviously you can just click owner and just add some random user here as an owner. Well, I've just added a random user here, right? So Microsoft 365 based groups are added this way. So as I was saying that we're back on this page, and there are these two. So I'm just gonna go ahead and create that group here, right? So once we click create, so we understand that what is dynamic user or the assigned, we can just do that too. And the group is created as test here. So if I click the test here, then there are several properties here. That's the overview of the whole group, and membership processing and everything. Then there are properties there as well, and dynamic user, you can change that to assigned. Again, you can change the name as well. Members, you can go for members. Owner, you can change the owner as well. Administrative unit, so that is therefore if I click that add administrative unit, so who is assigned what task here for how long. Group memberships is there if this group wants to become a member of another group. Applications, you want to add this group to any applications. And license, role assignment, you can see all that. Okay, my free trial is not there, but students is there. I'm always a student, I guess. And this is that dynamic membership that we went for. You can just add that membership there as well. Then there's access review, right? So this access review also, and if I go to new access review here, so there, how long the access should be, right? So if I go for review name, access for 180 days, right? So you can actually do that in Office 365 group only, that access. So start date is this, and frequency is one time, and that is 180 days. So you can go for 6 months, this mean, and so you can just put a time there for that end date. You can go ahead 6 months from now, so December, January, February, March, April, May. Okay, and May 30th it should expire. So 180 days is 6 months, right? So this means that we have given this in access review that it's going to be expired in 6 months, and I'll click the start button here. So it is created, and this access review is there, or will be there for 180 days. So this is how we can just prove it as well, that yes, the A and C is okay, and you can do that with access reviews as well. Okay, so that's it for this question, and until next question, we'll meet again, and let me know your suggestions and comments if you have any. I'll keep putting questions after questions here, first for AZ 104, then for whichever exam you want, I'll start making question videos for that. We just the main purpose is to prove that why the answer is correct, and wherever I can do the labs, I will show the labs as well, or at least in the diagrams. So if you need this file, let me know in the email address for sample questions, right? So this is it, and see you in next video.